for the win. They're down to 5. Anthony, played by James. Anthony with the shot, yes! What a night, 10 seconds to go. In overtime, Carmelo Anthony with the quick release. He has 40 points.
Make a quick play or pass.
Anthony by Finley. Oh, what a play by Carmelo Anthony.
Now, how quick was this? We've talked about his power. Look at this. Quickness to the basket. He takes a hit.
Out of my mind, no. Said I think about you all of the time, yeah. Been imagining you all in my bed, whoa. Hey, cause you been running round in my head, yeah. Hey, I can't get you out of my mind, no. Said I think about you all of the time.
I need everyone to comment right now if there's an NBA player I have not done a video on that you guys want to see. We got like 3 more weeks until the NBA 2K20 demo comes out, and then we're going to be all about, you know, the new game, the demo, waiting for the actual release of the game and all that type of stuff. So we got a couple more weeks. I got a couple 99 overall players I'm going to make into NBA players, so make sure you comment if you want to see a specific player, and I'll try to make that happen for you. But today we have Carmelo Anthony, man. I'm not going to lie, not one of my favorite players in NBA history, but there's been some news going on about Melo and kind of he did an interview and stuff like that, but I just want to show you all the build before we even get into talking about Melo. Now, as you can see, I'm a 90 overall. This is my post-scoring shot creator, small forward build. I believe I made him 6'9 or 6'8, so just about the same height as Melo. And it actually does kind of play as close to Melo as we're going to get in NBA 2K19. Really good in the mid-range, good post-game, strong around the basket. Kind of like Melo. You know, he can shoot the 3 a little bit, but not the most consistent three-point shooter. More of a mid-range specialist. All right, now, let me first start off by saying I'm not the biggest Carmelo Anthony fan. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Throughout his career, I wasn't the biggest fan. I mean, I respected the fact that, you know, he could get buckets. He was a scorer. Obviously, we know Melo. In his prime, Melo could get buckets. But something I always kind of didn't like about Melo is it always seemed like he was more focused on getting his than actually trying to win championships. And recently, one of his former teammates, Chauncey Billups, came out and actually talked about how, you know, there was games where Melo would score, you know, 35 and they would lose and he'd be in the locker room encouraging dudes. But then there would be games that he would only score, you know, 22 and they would win and he'd be all bummed out because he didn't get the numbers that he wanted. And basically Chauncey Billups was saying, you know, Melo cared too much about scoring 30 every game. Now, as a scorer, you want to do your job. You know, if you're somebody that considers yourself a scorer, you want to get buckets. But I'm under the belief of you want to get buckets, but it's only to benefit the team. Like, you got to have winning has to be the priority at all times. Winning has to be the priority. And obviously you're not always going to win. Melo's only gotten to 1 Western Conference Finals. He's never been to an NBA Finals. So, you know, the only thing he's ever won was really in college when he was with Syracuse. And as a freshman, he led them to the national championship. But in an interview he did with Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. talked about how it was supposed to be, in Miami, it was supposed to be LeBron, D. Wade, and Carmelo Anthony. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that was supposed to be the big 3 down in Miami. And basically they talked about why it didn't happen. And Melo basically said he was young, he was naive. And growing up in, I don't know if you guys know, but Melo comes from, you know, not the best neighborhood in New York and not from wealth. And basically his mindset was never pass up money because he didn't grow up with money. So obviously, you know, he has the opportunity to make millions. He's going to jump on that. And I would never hold it against any athlete for going and getting their money, because you guys have to realize these guys are not just athletes. These dudes are people with families and friends, and they want to be able to, you know, basically secure the bag and have their family be set for life. And I'll never hold that against anyone. But basically he was saying he didn't really see where the game was going, and he was never going to pass up money. And obviously going to Miami, forming the big 3, they all had to take pay cuts. And I guess Melo just, at the time, he just really was not willing to do that. So instead he went to New York, got the big contract, and the rest is history. But what I will say is Melo has accomplished more in his field than 99% of people will ever accomplish. And what I mean by that is whether you work at McDonald's or you work a lawyer, a doctor, Melo, he played in the NBA, was an all-star in the NBA, one of the best scorers in NBA history, played for the U.S. men's national team, won Olympic gold medals. Like, he has done things that people just take for granted that, you know, you'll never accomplish anything close to what he accomplished in his field, and people just constantly bash him. But that's kind of just the world we live in with social media and whatnot. Everyone could just voice their opinion, which is good, but at the same time, it could be bad because, people that have never accomplished anything in their lives are out there, bashing dudes that have won Olympic gold medals and have accomplished great things, and then dudes sitting in their mom's basement, are talking crap over the internet all day long. So it's kind of it has its good and bad sides. But what I will say also about Melo is, he had in the interview with Stephen A, he did say he's willing to accept coming off the bench. Now, it's easy to say that, but what does he actually mean it? He did say, it took him a while to come to the realization, that basically he's not what he was. He's not going to be the main guy on the team scoring 30 a night and stuff like that. He's willing to accept a lesser role and be that veteran guy coming off the bench. It's easy to say that, but then what happens if he signs for a team? Say a team takes a chance and they sign him, but then he's not getting the minutes that he expects. He's cool coming off the bench, but what if he's only getting 10 minutes a game? He expects to get 20, 25. What if he's expecting to get, 10, 15 shots a game, but he's only getting 4 or 5 shots? Now it becomes a locker room problem. Now, is a team going to be willing to take that chance? A title contender, are they willing to possibly upset the locker room for a veteran player that's not what he once was? I don't know. Is a team with a bunch of young guys going to be willing to sacrifice young players' minutes just to get Melo his minutes? I don't see that happening either. He's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't really know how it's going to play out. But what I will say is Melo certainly has the talent to still play in the NBA. He's not going to be the guy that he once was, scoring, 25, 30 a night. But you compare him to other guys that are coming off the bench in the NBA, Melo certainly has the ability. That's not the reason why he doesn't have a job right now. The reason is definitely, like I said, it's just a conflict of a bunch of things. Our team's willing to take that chance on him. I don't know if teams are going to, honestly, I don't know if he's going to have a job. Another thing I think that concerns teams is, think about this. You always hear players talking very highly of Carmelo. He's so tough to guard. He's so strong in the post. He's one of the best scorers in NBA history. You hear players give him these praise, this type of praise all the time. But then when it comes time to actually link up with him, it never seems to work out. Now, I don't know if that's because they don't want it to happen or just for whatever reason it doesn't work out. But think about it. How many times has Carmelo basically, been a free agent like right now, or, his team's looking to trade him? And even somebody, all right, like LeBron, who's one of his best friends, Banana Boat Crew, all that stuff. LeBron, obviously he's not the GM of the team, but he does have pull. Your best player always has pull if you want a certain player. I feel like even when he was in Cleveland, and then now even with the Lakers, if LeBron went to management in LA and said, let's get Carmelo, we'll make it work, he'll come off the bench, he'll lead the second unit, all that. You're telling me that Lakers management wouldn't at least listen to LeBron? I don't think LeBron's doing that. I don't think LeBron wants to have to, I don't want to call it a headache, but I don't think he wants to deal with that headache. And I think that concerns a lot of teams when, everyone speaks highly of Melo, but when it comes time to actually team up with him, it doesn't seem like many NBA players are willing to do it. So I think that says a lot. That being said, Carmelo Anthony is one of the best scorers in NBA history. In his prime, Melo was a tough cover. Players have said this over and over again. Kobe has given him praise, about how hard he was to guard, how strong he was. And Kobe's not the only one, other players as well. Now, if you disagree with anything I say or agree, of course, you got the comment section down below. Go put your opinion. We can debate down there. Also, like I said, this is my post-scoring shot creator, 6'9", small forward, only a 90 overall, but you see what we're doing out here. I mean, it plays kind of similar to Melo. It is 2K. We can only create players, as close as they allow us to create, as I say all the time. But, Melo was a beast in the post, really good mid-range player, triple threat, jab, step back, pull up, contested. You saw we were hitting heavily contested greens, lightly contested greens all over the place. So this is the Carmelo Anthony build that I went with, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure, like I said, you comment down below if there's an NBA player I haven't done yet. I got a couple 99 overall builds that I'm going to borrow, and I'm going to turn them into NBA players. I just got to figure out what players I want to do for my last couple 2K19 videos, man. But the support has been crazy on these videos. I appreciate everyone who watches. Make sure you subscribe if you guys are new, man. This has been Carmelo Anthony, Prime Denver Nuggets. That's another game winner right there. 22-0. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.